Alright, what's going on, guys? Young46. It's been a while since I posted something on YouTube, so let's get around in here. This is the 300 credit Congressional ready to go. Heavy winds and I believe Champ 13 greens. Oops, forgot we still had our supercharged speed boost on. Let's turn that off. Okay. Let's see. Maybe we should just leave it on. Kind of debating. Oh well. It's got about 144 and 145 somewhere in there. And not too bad. Underplayed the wind a little bit, but I like this side. A little bit of movement, but pretty straight. Boom, tournament 12, even better. Yeah, I think we pretty much hit it close to straight, and I'm going to hit it about 5 feet just to take out any break that might be there. Haven't been playing as much. Just going through a lot of burnout with the game, so decided to cut my ranked rounds down, or rounds in general. Just taking a breather a little bit. I'd rather overplay than underplay. Okay, we're gonna hit this, I don't know, somewhere around 250. Hopefully. Nah, that didn't feel right. Let's repeat. Hold on, I'm just gonna run through the whole process again. We're just gonna move that around. Let's move it back, get a feel for it. It's just like a pre-shot routine, right? We want it to be consistent. Nah. Didn't get the arrow where I like to get it. Oh, lordy, that was short anyway. 10 yards short. Yeah, I can see that. This is makeable. The question is, do we want to flop it or do we want to pitch it? We're pitching uphill, so that's good. So I think we definitely could pitch it if we wanted to. I just don't know how much release I'm going to get. But if I'm going for the hole out, which I think I should, the pitch for me, personally, is the better way to go. So I think I'm going to go for that. Just because I feel like this is a very, very makeable pitch. We're going to hit this like 70% or so. You got to ding it. Very, very makeable pitch there. Tough hole, tough win. That's okay. Some holes are just going to be tough, and you're not going to birdie them.
That's a huge drive.
Oh, that's just the way it goes. Oh, we got 143, uphill 12. I'm not really going to play the wind. I just don't think this wind's going to have any impact, positive or negative. If anything, maybe it adds a yard, but I'm okay if I end up short. So there's no real reason for me to add a bunch of yardage to this shot, or subtract any for that matter. You know, if I come up 2 yards short, it's a very easy putt. And it was probably a little bit of a helping wind. But either way, anything within 6 feet here you should make. It's really not too many tricky putts on this hole. In this pin location. As long as you can put it in that 6 foot radius. Well, this is a good wind. It's a very good wind. I don't have to be so aggressive trying to cut the right half of this fairway. Even if I land over in here, I'm perfectly okay because I have a right to left wind, right? So I don't need to get overzealous trying to cut as much off as I can of the dog leg. So that should be fine. A little left to center. Maybe a little right of center. Whatever, in the fairway. Let's see. Boom. Obviously, I want to give this a little extra. Right? If I'm gonna miss, let's miss long, not short in the rough or the bunker. I just want to give myself a putt at it. Because it's uphill so much, it's not going to play as much wind as it looks. So I'm going to throw that over just a little bit. But even if I did leave it out a little to the right here, we should get some side spin. Well, I definitely did not leave it out to the right. That's in the tree. That was a really bad miss hit. But it's makeable. I'm going to leave the pin in just because I think this is going to be coming with some heat. So the pin might actually be advantageous here. So I think I probably want to land this like probably 6 yards. I don't think this does very much with the wind and stuff. Maybe right here. So we want to land this 6 yards. Normally this is about 10 for me. And we see it didn't do a whole lot. It actually came out a little further left than it should have, but oh well. Not a tough putt here. You know, if I remember correctly, this might not even break, but that's alright. Well, not the best start. That's alright. Still getting loose. Haven't played since this morning. So we still gotta find the ding here. That should be pretty good. Pretty good if the rough's pretty good, maybe. Oof, just barely.
That's a huge
A
drive.
little too aggressive on that. I think I know my number here. This should be a really nice number. Should get a little bit of side spin action here. So if anything, I want to play a little out to the left. I think it's going to spin to the side and it's going to spin back. That miss is okay. Like I said, we should get some side spin to make up for it anyway. Yeah, it cost me a little bit of distance there probably, but it's a little left to right, or if I remember correctly, not too bad. Yeah, this is definitely a putt we should make. Okay, well, let's see what I'm thinking for line. Depends on how high I want to throw it. It's all speed dependent, right? I think I want to play this to go in on its last roll. Maybe slightly firm. Let's go slightly firm. Not overly firm. If it misses, it goes by like a foot, you know? Give me a tailwind here. That'll do. It's not a perfect tailwind, but we can make that work. Whew. I gave myself room to be hitting the pool. I don't know what it is, but lately the pool seems to be my go-to shot. Can't stop pulling it. But I have a really good distance in here. Obviously with the water, if we're going to err, let's err left, not right. I don't think I really need to tell you guys that, but just in case, this would be a big time for a ding. We leave it out to the right, but I underplayed the wind, so I gave myself some options there. And we go a little bit long, but that's okay. I wasn't trying to stick it within, 3 or 4 feet. This putt should be fairly simple. You can make a lot of 30, 40, 50 foot putts on this hole just because the break's pretty subtle. Let's see. Kind of like this view. We we see a little bit of dot movement, but not a whole lot. It's actually fairly straight looking. Then in this view, we see some break. So, what do we trust? I tend to gravitate more to this view, and I don't have a good reason why. I just do. I don't know what the hell I was going to do there, but apparently I was going to hit it 15 feet. That's a good putt. Okay, what do we have? So we have the right pin, which means I'm already thinking this is a really good wind. It's a good wind because I have a slope over here. All this area right here will come back to the hole, especially when we have a right to left wind, right? So if I'm going to miss, I can miss all the way over here, and I'll still get that release back to the hole. So what we don't want to do is pull it. Instantly do not want to pull this. But if I do, then I'm going to give myself a little bit of room to do that. So I should have enough room where if I pull it a little, it should be okay. And if I push it a little, I should be okay too. So we're not even going for the pin here. We're going right at the pin, hopefully a little bit long. Okay, it's on a great line right now. Yep. A little bit long, use the slope. Oh, good bird there. If anything, I want to miss this late. Definitely don't want to pull that shot. If I pull it, it's in the rough. If I miss late, it's still in the fairway. A pretty good number in. This would be a very good hole out number here. A little worried it's going to go too deep, but no, short. Huh. I don't know. Wanted to throw it past a little bit and spin it in. Not the best front nine, but that's alright. You can definitely see we were getting warmed up there the first four. Still getting warmed up. Oh, I hate this pin position. It is. Ugh, it's terrible. I'm already thinking about that approach, right to left wind. Can't really use the slope too much. Short right's probably where I want to end up if I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna be aggressive here. I don't really mind if it goes in the rough. If I go deep and in the rough, it's okay, but I really want to leave myself pretty tight down there. Okay. Let's see. About 90, let's say 92 yards or so. Into this wind, we're going to play it about right here. I'm going to play 93. I don't know why, just gut feeling told me to add a yard there. If I would have taken off a yard, it would have been perfect, but I don't know why. Something just said add a yard. I think I'm going to ram this. A little rammer. It's probably the best play here, in my opinion. Obviously it's risky if I miss, but taking out all that break makes the putt so much easier. Alright, so what do we shoot? 8 under? Yeah. Gotta do better. So let's think about places we don't want to be here. Left is sharp breaking putt. Short right's okay. Long right's not too bad. Really just left's what we want to avoid here. Left is what we want to avoid. Apparently I didn't get that memo. But it's coming back pretty nicely. It's going to be short from the misting though. A little short. This is going to have pretty sharp, I believe it's a left to right with a lot of break. But where I have no clue what I'm talking about. So it looks pretty simple here, actually. I'm just not seeing a whole heck of a lot here. I'm seeing probably like right here. You know, looks really good to me. I'm gonna go with 15-foot scale. That should be good. All right. Could hit that a little firmer. Tough hole, tough wind. We definitely didn't get any favors on this hole. Obviously the direction of the wind's not good because we're hitting... Oh, never mind. We've got the left pin. That's okay. Forget everything I said. We'll be fine. I like this pin. I like this pin a lot. Places we don't want to be, obviously, we don't have a lot of room left to work. Right can be a tough putt. Long left is a pretty simple putt. Anything long, 7, 8, 9 feet is pretty makeable. It is uphill a lot, so I'm not going to play as much wind as I normally would. That might be overkill, but that's okay. Just kind of thinking of distance in my head here. I'm thinking right there. A little bit of a pull, but I felt like I overplayed the wind, so should still be on the green. It's not going to be a fun putt. A little bit of that weird... We caught this ridge right here in the beginning, so it kind of complicates the putt just a little bit. Let's see. I would say probably... I'm going to look at a few different lines here. Let's look at that one. That doesn't look too bad if it breaks real sharp at the beginning, which I have a feeling it's probably going to. I just don't know if it's going to snap that much. That might be a little too much. Still sticks out to me as a good line for some reason. Now I'm thinking of the speed, and I'm going to hit this about 7.5 feet, which is pretty firm. So that means it's going to take a little bit of break off, but at 7.5 feet, I still see that putt dropping. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and give it a wrap. Okay. Just remember, when you're putting, you have to match up speed with line. Line and speed are interdependent. We're going to try to cut as much as the dog leg as I can here. This might be a little too aggressive. And if I end up in the rough, it's not the best thing. It's 346 to carry. A little bit of a right to left wind. This should be okay. It's not really going to be 346 because I'm going right at it. Yeah, it was probably closer to 310 or so to carry that dog leg. Let's see. Boom. Not too bad of a club in here. I'm going to overplay the wind just a little bit because it's a wedge. And because I'm almost hitting a full wedge in. So the wind should grab it a little bit more. Go in. Oof. Not a lot to this putt. This is just one I like to hit 7 feet. Last thing I want to do is leave it short. I watch so many people play and they leave that putt short and it just blows my mind. If you're uphill, give it a good run. It's okay if you go 2 feet past. If I miss that putt hitting it at 7 feet, it doesn't go any more than 2 feet past the hole. We want to throw this behind the pin. We got tournament 12 green, so it should come back pretty far. Plus we have a little bit of a headwind. So I want a number I can really launch behind the pin. That should get us behind the pin. It's not too bad. I took a little bit of spin off. That obviously cost us how much it was going to spin back, but just didn't play enough wind there. But overall, it's not a bad shot. See how I want to play this. I'm thinking hit it firm. So I'm thinking 30, let's say 31%. That sounds like a pretty good number. And then play it somewhere around right here. Maybe even right there. I'm gonna hit about 32%. Just felt like a good number. Alright. I don't like this crosswind here. So I'm gonna put full top on this, and if I'm gonna miss ding, I'm actually gonna try to pull it here. So we hit the pull. It should be perfect. Our goal is, I sacrificed a lot of yards there. Probably sacrificed 20 yards at least. But 20 yards in the fairway versus 20 yards further down in 30-40 rough to a severely uphill hole. That's no trade-off to me. I'll take that every single time. So we've got about 191 to the pin. We do have a slope right, but the problem is we don't have the wind to work it with the slope. So that creates a bit of an issue for us. I'm gonna go 5-iron. This should be a good club. It's gonna be tight, but it should be good. Come on down the slope. We're not going to because we had the wind pushing it the other way. So a bad miss ding. I think the shot was pretty good. Would have liked to have seen a ding there. Unfortunately, if we could have just went right here, it was going to come down to about here. Didn't quite make it. I could see this just really breaking a lot. I mean, out here probably. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe even out here. Potentially there. See how that looks. That looks pretty good to me. Alright. Tricky putt. Definitely tricky. Oh man, we're just not getting any good luck with the winds. We're getting a crap ton of headwinds. It's kind of been my my wind set lately when I'm playing heavy winds. Keep getting headwind, headwind, headwind. It's gonna be a tricky shot. Only positive thing is that the headwind's gonna hold the ball up. So obviously that's gonna work in our favor. A little bit more. Probably a little bit more than that, honestly, but I don't really feel like readjusting. We'll just readjust with a misting, apparently. Hopefully it catches a slope, but it's probably going to stay short. And it's going to be a really tricky putt. Looks like the distance was quite good, though. It's a tricky putt to read for some reason. Okay. Thinking right here. Thinking right there, although that looks like it's wrong in this view. But I got a feeling it's right. Okay, should hit that a little firmer. I'm not liking that speed. It's got to be just a tad bit harder. Good wind here. All I had to do was just complain. So do I want to be super aggressive? You know, I don't have like an amazing course record type round going here, but we do have a good round. So what happens if I pull this tee shot and I go in the bunker? It's going to be tough for me to get up and down for birdie. So do I want to play it out to the right just a little bit? Maybe a little safety play? I think so. Reason being, into this wind, I'm not going to struggle to reach the green. Even if I do play out to the right a little bit, I should be able to reach the green pretty handily. And in all likelihood, I'm going to go over the green anyway. So, going as far as I can to the left, I probably don't hit it any farther. And the end result's probably the same. I still go through the green, I end up somewhere back here. So it doesn't make much sense to me to try to hit that hero shot there. I'm going to try to carry it over the bunker and hopefully land soft. But if I go in the bunker, it's a really easy out. But obviously here I wasn't too worried about it because I knew I could carry the entire way. Like I said, it was pretty much inevitable I was going to end up back there anyway. So, you know, it's twofold. Would I rather have this nice, easy, makeable pitch or a long bunker shot? I think that bunker shot's pretty easy, but I'll take this shot every day. So I didn't want to tone down on the 3-wood and try to get cute on where I was landing it because the percentages of me actually holding the green are fairly slim. So we always want to play the odds when we can. I'm going to pull the flag out here. 20-25 is perfect because it should hit and then we should see a little bit of release, which is what we want. I just want to dive this thing right into the hole. I'm going to hit it fairly aggressively though. I want to make sure I don't leave it short. Or I'm going to leave it short. I think I might have hit the wrong number there. What did I hit? I have to go back and look at that. I probably hit 6 yards there. Oh well. That's a bummer. I really should have gave that a shot. Good wind. So all my complaining worked. So we're just going to go ahead and carry to the second fairway. Shouldn't have any problems reaching. Should carry them off the hill nicely. Or it just carries plumb there. That works too. Not a bad number. I don't know if it's going to release though. Obviously we would expect some amount of release here because it's uphill downwind. But I'm just not thinking it's going to actually. I'm hedging my bet that it's not. I think it's a pretty minimal release of like a yard or two. Yeah. Plus I had a nice backup plan where if I was wrong and it went up here, it's just going to roll back down anyway. So obviously having a safety net kind of helps make that decision just a little bit easier. There is some break in this putt. but there's no reason to put it outside the cup. Just put it inside the cup and hit it pretty hard. Ooh, 3 tailwinds. If anything, I gotta miss late. Do not pull this shot. That's fine. Ton of fairway over there. Lots and lots of fairway. I'm going to underplay the wind just slightly. Just slightly. Just in case I did something kind of dumb like that. Oof, that was deep. I didn't really trust the number. It was a full 7 iron, but I wanted to give it a little extra. A little extra just to avoid the rough and things like that. But I should have trusted it. So it's definitely going to have some break on it. I'm thinking it's probably going to be about out here. I mean, it's going to move. There's no doubt about that. We're going to see some break here. Ah, we missed it. Played a little bit too much, just a slight amount. Slight amount too much. Oh, either way, 16 under, heavy winds, not a bad round. Would have liked to have birdied that, finished up on a good note, but oh well, it's okay. First 2 putt of the round, I believe. Yeah, we had all 1 putts going there until we got to 18. Bummer. So let's talk about where we screwed up. I think it's important to actually go through and analyze your card afterwards. Obviously, too, we hit that pull. I felt a little out of routine, wasn't quite warmed up. And, you know, it didn't feel right the first time. Reset it, it still didn't feel right. And, of course, number 4, I had a great wind. I had a perfect distance. It was a full 6 iron, full back. And I just yanked it. Yanked it really hard. Almost a shank. But overall, not too bad. Nice little round of 55. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see me play live, go to twitch.tv/WGTYoung46.